ओम वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ओम श्री महागणपतये नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ओम सच्चिदानंद रूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदांत वेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वलोकहिते रतं वेदाब्ज भास्करं वन्दे शमाधिनिलयं मुनिं सहस्रमूर्ते पुरुषोत्तमस्य सहस्रनेत्राननपादबाहोः सहस्रनाम्नां स्तवनं प्रशस्तं निरुच्यते जन्मजरादिशान्त्यै। Namaste once again, everyone.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste. So we were in this sloka. Bhurvuvastvastarustarah Savita Prapitamahah Yajno Yajnapathir Yajva Yajnyango Yajnavahanah. And I think we saw the last nama was Tarah, the one who helps to get out of the samsara. Bhagavan is the one who brings us into samsara and who also helps us to, what they call, swim across the ocean of samsara. That is Tarah. Then Savita. Savita is a very wonderful derivation. The father of all is Savita. In fact, the sun is also called Savita. So that's more of a symbolic meaning we give to Savita. Adi Shankara says, Sarva Lokasya Janaka iti Savita. Literally, Savita means the one who has given birth. Bhagavan is the cause of all, and therefore Savita, the father of all. And while actually referring to the sun, why sun is called Savita? The whole prapancha or the whole world is as if in sleep, as if non-existent during night, isn't it? I mean, when everybody is sleeping. And when the sun rises, it is as if the whole universe comes alive. So symbolically, we can say sun is the Savita. In fact, the name is there, Savita. It is the cause of all life on the earth. So that is Savita. Then next nama, 970th nama, Prapitamaha, the great grandsire. Pitamahasya Brahmanopi Piteti Prapitamaha. Normally, great grandfather is called a Prapitamaha. So earlier it says Savita, the father of all. He is not only father of all, he is also the grandfather of all. So he is not only the father, but Prapitamaha, the father of the father, that is the grandfather also. And in our scriptures, Brahmaji is referred to as Pitamaha. Anybody very elderly, very old, call it a grandfather. And Bhagavan, being the father of Brahmaji, is the great grandfather, and therefore Prapitamaha is also Bhagavan. That's a very simple Prapitamaha meaning. Now, the next 14 namas, that is nama from 971 to 984, they pertain to various aspects of yajna. And here in Vishnu Sahasranama, this yajna is given a lot of importance, and it is dealt with in a detailed way. With 14 namas of Bhagavan is devoted to this topic of yajna. It's because basically we are all Vaidikas. A Vaidika is one who follows the injunctions of the Vedas. That is the person, it's called a Vaidika. He performs Nitya Agnihotra, Sandhya Vandanam, all the prescriptions which are there in the Vedas as karmas which one needs to follow, one needs to perform either on a daily basis, regular basis, or on occasions. He is called a Vaidika. And in the Vedas, many fire rituals are talked about. And they have to be performed. In fact, this Agnihotra itself, every married man has to perform what the Agnihotra, that is who is following Agnihotra, who is a Vaidika, he has to perform a fire ritual in the morning. Like every brahmachari also, he has to follow, he has to perform Samita Dhanam in the morning. Samita the morning, evening, 2 times he has to perform. So similarly, a Grihastha also has to perform fire rituals, morning and evening. And a fire ritual typically is called a yajna. And all these yajnas mentioned in the Vedas, they involve a lot of mantras, priests, dravyas, dakshinas, etc. It's a very elaborate setup. And when such rituals are performed, certain desires, kama, artha, purushartha are fulfilled. Even to some extent, dharma, purushartha is also fulfilled. For example, yajnas are performed for rain. And when it is performed properly, rain comes. And when there is rain, there is food and there is money also. So all these things, our daily needs, basic needs, security needs, and also desires are fulfilled because of that. But yajna involves spending money. You require all the material for the yajna, you have to buy it. So what happens is there's a cycle. When there is money and food, people perform yajnas. That in turn brings in food and money. So this is the cycle which is created. It's a continuous process. So the whole life of Vaidika is yajna based. And this is a particular mindset which strict Vaidikas find it difficult to come out. In fact, if they are not able to perform the fire rituals as ordained in the Shastras, they suffer from a guilt feeling rather. But here in Vishnu Sahasranama, there's the beauty of Vishnu Sahasranama. the Vaidikas are asked to repeat as a substitute the names of Bhagavan with certain understanding. The daily repetition of these names like Vishnu Sahasranama or even any Sahasranama can replace the fire rituals. Because if you perform the fire ritual with the sankalpa for, artha kama purusharthas, you will get those purusharthas if they are performed properly. But the same fire ritual can be performed with the sankalpa of chitta shuddhi. After all, whether it is Vishnu Sahasranama or Vedic rituals and all are offering prayers to God, offering prayers to the Supreme. Therefore, when we say Vishnu Sahasranama can be a substitute for these fire rituals, it is very difficult for a Vaidika to accept this. And therefore, here Bhishmacharya says, repetitions of the name of the Lord, like Vishnu Sahasranama, etc., itself is a yajna. Every anga, every limb of yajna is Bhagavan. In fact, we will see in Bhagavad Gita also the same idea. Ultimately, everything is Bhagavan, whether you worship him in this one manner or in another manner. The modes of worship may differ, but the goal of worship is one and the same. And with this brief introduction, let us understand the 14 namas. Yajnaha, the one who is in the form of yajna. Sanganta yajnatmana yajnaha. So, as I said, any ritual done to worship the Lord is called a yajna. So, as I say, even though any ritual, any act of worship can be called a yajna, whenever we say yajna, it mainly refers to a ritual prescribed in the Vedas, where fire is involved and oblations are offered into the fire with chanting of mantras, invoking various devatas for gaining various results. Where does all those prayers go? It all goes to Bhagavan only. And therefore, Bhagavan is the very yajna, whether it is a nitya yajna, naimittika yajna, or kamya yajna. Nitya yajna is an obligatory ritual done regularly, like Sandhya Vandana. Or naimittika yajna, on special occasions, it is done. Like, for example, there is a birthday of somebody, so we perform a homam, perform a yajna rather. And kamya yajna, rituals done for fulfilling some specific desires, like putra kameshti yagam and all that. We have seen all those things. Therefore, a yajna can be done for fulfilling an individual desire. Like I just now said, putra kameshti for progeny, or for collective desires like rains. One may perform a simple Agnihotra or an elaborate ritual like Ashwamedha. But all of them are Parameshwara alone, because the scriptures say, Yajno vai Vishnuhu, Yajna is Lord Vishnu. And Bhagavan is called Yajna also because He is Sanganta, the one who unites the jivas with their karma phalas through this yajna. That is the first meaning, yajna. Then Yagnapatihi, the Lord of Yajnas. Yajnanam Pata Swami Va Yagnapatihi. Bhagavan is the Lord of the Yajna. In every Yajna, be it simple or a complicated one or more devatas are invoked and different oblations are offered. If you do a Navagraha Homa or any Homa for that matter, you will observe, sorry, that various devatas are invoked. But what is that? All devatas are Parameshwara alone, and hence he is Yagnapati. Yajnanam Pata means the protector of Yajnas. So he is also the protector of Yajnas, and that way also he is Yagnapati. Papalane Dhatu. The word Pati is also from that Dhatu only. Then Yajwa. I don't know what is wrong. Excuse me. Yajwa means the performer of the yajna. Yajamanatmana tishtan yajwa. That is the karta of the yajna. He is called yajwa. While performing the yajna, he is a karta, the doer. Later on, he becomes the bhokta, the enjoyer of the karma phala. Because yajna also is a karma, so he will get a karma phala from that. And the yajwa is nothing but Parameshwara. There is no karta without Satchidananda Atma. All this body, mind, sense complex, which apparently is performing the yajna, is sustained by the consciousness, conditioned by the antakarana alone. So, this body, mind, sense complex, which is sustained by the consciousness, alone is the knower, the doer, the enjoyer, etc. And what is Satchidananda Atma? Parameshwara only. So, this body's mind sense complex is a part of the total manifestation of Parameshwara, because the total includes all individual manifestation also. Therefore, the karta is not separate from Ishvara, hence he is Yajva. Then Yajnangaha, the one for whom Yajna is a limb. Yajna angani asyeti yajnangaha. Parameshwara is pictured as having various aspects of yajna as part of his body, and hence he is Yajnanga. In fact, there is a description in Harivamsha Purana, the Varaha Murti as having various aspects of the yajna as parts of his body, such as Vedas are his feet, the sacrificial post of yajna, because yajna includes sacrifice, and there used to be a post for that. We have discussed that in one of the earlier namas. So the sacrificial post are his tusks, the homa kunda is his mouth, the fire is his tongue, the dharma grass as the hair on his body, etc., and so on. So there is a description in the Harivamsha Purana of various limbs of the body being the limbs of Parameshwara. That's why he is Yajnangaha. Then Yajna Vahanaha, the one who causes the yajna to take place. Phala hetu bhutan yajnan vahayati iti yajna vahanaha. So he is yajna vahana, the one who presides over, makes all yajnas possible, and these are all the means for getting different results. For kama purti. So that was the last nama of this sloka. Next sloka, the topic of yajna continues. Yajna brit, yajna krit, yajni, yajna bhuk, yajna sadhana, yajnanta grit, yajna gukhyam, annam annada evacha. So this sloka has again got 9 namas. Yajna brit, yajna krit, yajni, yajna bhuk, yajna sadhana hai, yajnantakrit, yajna gukhyam, annam annadaha evacha. Evacha is not a nama, but evacha added in this sloka has a very significant meaning. We will see that when we come to that. Yajna brit, the protector of yajna. Yajnam bibarti pati iti va yajna brit. So Bhagavan is Yajna-Brit, the one who upholds and protects the Yajna. And as we have seen, Yajna is a means for an end. So many examples one can quote, We just now saw about Putra Kameshti. If he does that, Dasharatha did that Putra Kameshti Yagam and he was blessed with 4 children. And only if the result is God, the yajna becomes a means for an end, isn't it? Because when you perform something, there is a sadhana, the goal is the sadhya. If the goal is achieved, then only there is a sadhana, sadhya sambandha takes place. Connection between the means and the end is established. And this is how Bhagavan sustains all the yajnas. When somebody performs the yajna, the results for which the yajna is performed, that person gets. So if this is proved, then by extension, the other yajnas which are gained, which are done for gaining heaven, etc., we can extend this logic to all yajnas also. They can be trusted. I mean, another example, like we have been talking about the rain example. Suppose a big yajna is performed and rain comes. Veda says that you perform this yajna, you will get rain, and it happens. Then we accept the adrishta phala in the form of punya when you do the exam, because rain comes when there is a lot of punya. That's why they say, when there is no rain, they say that the people of that place must have done a lot of papas. That's why there is no rain. So for us to get rain, we require a lot of punya. And by performing a particular yajna, we can gather that much punya and we can get rain. And once punya is understood, papa is also understood. And when punya papa we understand, then we understand dharma and adharma. When all this is understood, Bhagavan comes alive. It's all sustained. He is the one who protects dharma. He is the one who actually punishes the adharmic people by giving them their karma phala. Therefore, he is Yajna-Brit. But is he only the protector of yajna? It says no, he is also Yajnakrit, the creator of the yajnas. Jagadadau tadante cha yajna karoti krintati iti va Yajnakrit. Because Bhagavan also performs yajna. Now you will wonder, how does Bhagavan perform yajna? Because yajna is as such any sacred karma having an end in view, that is yajna. Simple definition of yajna. Any sacred karma having an end in view. Even the end in view could be Chitta Shuddhi only. Doesn't matter, it is still a yajna. When Bhagavan created this Jagat, he also performed yajna. Taittiriya Upanishad says, Satapo tapyata. He meditated and performed the yajna of creation. And then he maintains the creation and then resolves the creation also. This is a continuous process that is going on. Because he does karoti, the yajna of creation in the beginning, which sets in motion the yajnas that people do, and in the end, he resolves krintati, the yajna of creation, and thus ends the yajna of people also. So the creator of yajna is Bhagavan. We can say the resolver of all yajnas is also Bhagavan. So he is Yajnakrit. Then Yajni, the goal of the yajna. Yajnanam tat samaradhanatmanam sesheti iti yajni. Any yajna is meant only for worshipping, propitiating the Lord. Hence, he is the yajni, the one to whom the yajna is mainly offered or connected. He is the goal, the prime factor of the yajna. The yajna and all other its aspects are all sesha. Sesha here means not remaining, but subservient to him, the seshi. Bhagavan is yajni, or we can even call him seshi, or seshi in this respect. Then yajna book, the enjoyer of the yajna. Yajnam bhunte bhunakti iti va yajna book. When the Lord performs the yajna of creating, sustaining, and resolving, he is the yajna book, the enjoyer of the yajna. Even when the yajna is performed within the created Jagat, Bhagavan being yajna book is the one who gets the result. In reality, Bhagavan is the bhokta or enjoyer. By all this, yajna is not criticized. It is as if Bhagavan is saying, when I am yajna, the yajna karta and the yajna bhokta, why are you afraid of doing any yajna? If you perform the yajna, I am very much in it. If you do not do it, then at least repeat my names. The name of Bhagavan can be repeated by anyone at any time. It does not involve much effort at all. This is very relevant, especially in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, performance of this yajna and all is very difficult. As we have experienced, if you see the what you can call the declining situation, right from the previous yugas into Kali Yuga, even in the Kali Yuga, in the last about 5,000 years, if we have observed the history of what is happening, all these Vaidika karmas are all getting more and more obscure. That's why I say in Kali Yuga, Veda is like a cow standing on one leg. That is what is Veda. And as the Kali Yuga progresses, leading a Vaidika life is going to be more and more difficult, even for those who are leading a Vaidika life now. Just compare your life about 2 generations, 3 generations ago. Your grandfather, great-grandfather, how they were living a Vaidika life. Today, are we able to lead such a life or not? The answer is clearly no. But that does not mean that we have no means to earn punya or, follow the injunctions of the Vedas in a different way. Or for that matter, get the results that we want in our life. And that is why, knowing all these things very well, Krishna knew this. There is going to be Kali Yuga, and all this is going to be very difficult. People will not perform yajna. Adharma will keep on rising. Dharma will, go down and down and down. And that is why very cleverly Krishna takes Yudhishthira to Bhishmacharya and asks and actually motivates Yudhishthira to ask the questions which we saw right in the beginning. And in answer to that, Bhishmacharya is giving this Vishnu Sahasranama. So again, Bhagavan Krishna, through this Vishnu Sahasranama, has given a very wonderful yajna to this Kali Yuga world. If you cannot perform all this Putra Kameshti Yaga, because they require, and not only that, for the yajnas to give you the result, desired results, the yajnas have to be performed perfectly as prescribed in the Vedas. Today's polluted world, not only pollution in the environment, pollution in the mind, pollution in the materials which we have got, which we get for the yajnas and all that, all sorts of different kind of what I can call, mix-up of things. If we perform a yajna, it will be extremely difficult to strictly adhere to what the Vedic injunctions are. Still, if you do perform with a lot of Shraddha and Bhakti, you will get certain results. It may not be the result that is mentioned in the Vedas, but you will certainly get results. At least you will get a lot of punya. And therefore, as a substitute for all these fire rituals, which are more and more difficult to perform in this Kali Yuga, Bhagavan has given, Lord Krishna has actually made such a situation that we get the Vishnu Sahasranama from Bhishmacharya, and that is available to us in Kali Yuga to chant every day, to chant as many times as we want. We don't need any material, any priest or any fire, nothing is required. Just to chant Vishnu Sahasranama, clean your body, wear nice washed clothes, sit in a nice place, calm and quiet place. Just to chant Vishnu Sahasranama, the names of Bhagavan, 1,000 names of Bhagavan. That itself is a yajna you will be performing every day. Do it 2 times a day, it will be like Agnihotra morning and evening performance. It does not, It only requires a mindset that this is what I see, I want to do, and you just do it. How much time does it take to chant Vishnu Sahasranama? 20 minutes, 25 minutes, or half an hour? That's it. Can't you spare half an hour every day for this? For your own good, for the good of your family, for the good of the place where you are living in. So that is why this Yajna book. Yajna sadhana hai. The one for whom the yajna is a means. Yajna hai sadhanam tat praptav iti yajna sadhana hai. Ultimately, when everything in this creation is Bhagavan, is Ishvara, whatever you want to achieve, whatever your desires are, whether it is an object, some material thing, it is also Bhagavan only. So everything that you may want to achieve through the yajna, it is only Bhagavan. If you want security, Bhagavan is the most secure. If you want Ananda, Bhagavan is Ananda Swarupa. If you want moksha, Bhagavan is moksha. Therefore, yajna is a sadhana, a means to reach Bhagavan, and hence he is yajna sadhana. Then yajnanta krit, the one who gives the results of yajnas. Yajnasyantam phalapraptim kurvan yajnanta krit. Vaishna vrikshamsanena purnahutya va yajna samaptim karoti iti yajnanta krit. Okay. That is Vaishnavi Rik. Okay. Samsanena. Okay. So, yajnanta means the result that is got at the end of the yajna. Yajna anta. And Bhagavan is the giver of the results of the yajna. Therefore, he is also called Yajnanta Krit. And normally, when we do the yajnas, towards the end, we offer a Purna Huti or a Vaishnavi Rik is chanted Idam Vishnur Vichakrame Tredha Nidade Padam Samudamasya Pagum Sure. This is a mantra from Taittiriya Aranyaka. So this makes the yajna complete and fruitful, and then Bhagavan gives the result for the yajna. These are indications that this yajna is now complete. And this Vaishnavi Rik is also chanted in the end in order to, if there has been any disturbances or interruptions in the yajna, seeking, pardon for that. That is Yajnantakrit. Then Yajna Guhyam, the one who is the secret of Yajna. Yajnanam Guhyam Jnana Yajna hai, Phalabhisandhi Rahita hai, Va Yajna hai, Yajna Guhyam, Tada Bhedopacharat Brahma Yajna Guhyam. A very involved meaning Adi Shankara gives. Since Bhagavan is the secret of the yajna, he is yajna guhya. No matter what one wants to achieve through the yajnas, the ultimate result that one can gain is Bhagavan himself. And this gain is possible only by the knowledge that every karaka involved in the yajna, every aspect of the yajna is Bhagavan himself. That knowledge, the yajna should be performed with that knowledge. And because many people or most people do not perform or do not have this knowledge, Bhagavan remains a secret. It is a secret which everybody sees but do not understand rather. The karakas are many and different. But they are all Bhagavan only. All the duality that exists is only apparent, being only empirically true. And that's why Bhagavan says in the Gita, Brahmarpanam Brahma Havihe, Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam, Brahmaivatena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. Arpanam means the wooden spoon which is used to offer the oblations in the yajna. Brahmarpanam, that is the means of offering is Brahma. Brahma Havihi, the oblation that is being offered is also Brahman. Brahmagni, the fire into which the oblation is offered is also Brahman. So, Brahman indeed is to be reached by one who sees everything as Brahman. Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati, says the Upanishads. So, even though when we perform a yajna, there are various karakas, like the spoon, then the haves, then ghee we offer, then we offer the wood, we offer the, this cow dung cakes, etc. All are Brahman. When you have that understanding while performing that yajna, then you know Brahman, you know Bhagavan. The truth of all the karakas is Brahman alone. Now, some of you may be wondering what is this karaka word that is being used. Puja Swamiji uses this word. Karaka is a technical word used in Sanskrit grammar. Those who knows a little bit about Sanskrit grammar and who have also studied the declension of the nouns, they will know karakas. 7 karakas are there. No, sorry, 6 karakas. 6 karakas are there. So karakas are one which brings about an action. And when the declensions are done, in the Sanskrit for nouns, there are 7 case endings, out of which 6 refer to karakas. There are different karakas. Just I'll give you a small explanation. The doer, the subject, the karta of an action is in the first case, kartakaraka. For example, Rama is the name of a person. He is doing something. Ramaha karoti. Rama is doing. So, who is the doer? Rama is the doer. So, Rama is the first case. Kartakaraka it is called. Then the second is Karmakaraka. Ramah gramam gacchati. So karma is the object, the object of the action. So Rama is going. Where is he going? He is going to the village. So gramam is the object. Second case. Similarly, third case, Karnakaraka, the person to whom the action is directed. No, sorry, Karanakaraka is the instrument with which the action is done. Ramena, instrument case. Then the fourth case ending in Sampradana Karaka, to whom the action is directed to. For example, that is why when we do the Archana and all that, Ramaya Namaha, Acharya Putraya Namaha, so many things we do, Vishnave Namaha. So that is all the Archanas are in the fourth case, because the offering that we are made is Bhagavan, to whom the action is directed towards. Our prayer action is directed towards. That is in the fourth case. Then the place from which the action emanates is in the fifth case. Apadana Karaka. Then Adhikarana Karaka, the place where the action is located, that is stated in the seventh case. So, of course, sixth case is shows the connection between two nouns. So, it's not considered a Karaka. So, the one who understands that all these different Karakas, whether it is Kartru Karaka, Karma Karaka, Karana Karaka, Sampradana Karaka, Apadana Karaka, or Adhikarana Karaka, they are all nothing but Brahman alone. Then he has understood, he has gained that knowledge that everything is Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. Everything here is Brahman alone. And since the direct phala of this Jnana Yajna is Ishvara, he is also called Yajna Guhya. And the Gita says, this Jnana Yajna is superior to all Yajnas performed with material. Shreyan Dravyamayat Yajnat Jnana Yajna Parantapa Sarvam Karmakhilam Partha Jnane Parisamapyate. Everything ultimately resolves into Jnanam. All actions in their entirety is resolved in knowledge only, says Gita. And that is why that knowledge, the self-knowledge, understanding what Aham Brahmasmi, understanding what Ishvara is, understanding what is the nature of this entire prapancha is very, very important for achieving our spiritual goals. And yajna is done with an attitude of offering to Ishvara, without any result in view, but only for Atma Shuddhi alone, is also called Yajna Guhya. Hence, also, since the ultimate purpose is to gain the knowledge of the Lord, that is the secret. Why are you chanting Vishnu Sahasranamam? I am chanting to gain Chitta Shuddhi, because it is Chitta Shuddhi, a pure heart, a pure intellect, which has the capacity to gain the knowledge of the Lord. Therefore, he is called Yajna Guhya. That's why Gita again says, in the third chapter, Yajnarthat karmanaha anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. So that is why Bhagavan is called Yajna Guhya. So this, I think, has Annam, the one who is food. Adhyate bhutaihi atticha bhutani iti annam. Manifesting as the sun, moon, water, earth, plants, trees, etc., and all their products therein. The Lord is food. Adhyate bhutaihi, that which is eaten by beings. Bhutaihi means beings. That is food. Anna, and that is Bhagavan. Atticha Bhutani. Anna is not only eaten, but the same food, when eaten in improper quality and quantity, eats us in the form of diseases. That Anna is also Lord only. So Lord has got the name Annam. Then Annadaha, the one who eats food. Annam Atti iti Annadaha. Sarvam Jagat Jagat Annadi Rupena Bhoktr Bhogyatmaka Eveti Darsayitum Evakaraha Cha Shabdaha Sarvanamnam Ekasmin Parasmin Punsi Samuchitya Vrittim Darsayitum. So Adi Shankara, explaining this last nama Annadaha, is also explaining the relevance of using Evacha in the end of this sloka. So Bhagavan is not only Anna, but also Annada, the eater of Anna. He is Annada, the one who eats and digests the food in the form of various beings. Or any bhogya, anything that is enjoyed through the sense organs, is Anna. Because the word Anna not necessarily is food. Anything that we consume is Anna. So Annada is the bhokta, the one who enjoys all vishayas through various sense organs. And the evakara denotes that the whole jagat is nothing but Anna and Annada. That is the bhogya and the bhokta, the enjoyed and the enjoyer. A very profound statement. It is Acharya has used that eva word and so much pregnant with meaning. If you analyze this entire world, entire prapancha, it is nothing but food and food being eaten. Something which is to be enjoyed, and there is an enjoyer. Just sit and think about it. So the truth of this jagat, which is in the form of enjoyer and enjoyed, is Bhagavan alone. And this is demonstrated by the word eva. And the word cha denotes that all the names point to only Vishnu, the Parama Purusha, Parameshwara. That is the relevance of that adding cha there. Because in Sanskrit, you can, if you want to refer to a number of things, in English we will say book and pen and paper and flask and whatever it is, so many things we'll have to put and. In Sanskrit, you can put one cha in the end of whatever you want to say. That will mean that everything is, there is a and in between while translating. So book, pen or paper, flask, cha, if you put, that cha will apply to each one. So here, when you put the cha in the end, after so many 980 namas, you put the cha, means everything is Bhagavan only. This is Bhagavan, and this is also Bhagavan, and this is also Bhagavan, and this is also Bhagavan. Every nama is Bhagavan's nama only. They all point out to Vishnu only, the Parama Purusha. So we will now chant the next sloka and see whether we can see a few meanings. Atmayo niswayam jato vaikhana samagayana devaki nandana srashta kshitishah papanashana. 985th nama. Atmayonihi. Here there are 8 namas. Atmayonihi Swayam Jataha Vaikanaha Samagayanaha Devaki Nandanaha Srashta Kshitishaha Papanashanaha. 8 namas are there. Atmayonihi. Atmayonihi means the self that is the cause. Atma eva yonihi upadana karanam na anyad iti atma yonihi. And we have seen earlier also, Bhagavan is the both the material and efficient cause of this Jagat, isn't it? Bhagavan is the creator of the Jagat. All material that forms these names and forms of this Jagat is created by Bhagavan. But when Bhagavan created that means in the beginning there was Bhagavan alone. Now the question will arise, if there was only Bhagavan, with what material did he create all these materials? The answer we saw was it was Bhagavan from his own entity created this world, and that is why the world is all Bhagavan. So he is Atma Yonihi, the self which is the cause of this entire world. Material cause of the entire Jagat. And he is Atma Yonihi. Swayam Jataha, the one who is self-born. Nimitta Karanamapi Sa Eva Iti Darshayitum Swayam Jata Iti. We have just now seen that he is the material cause. Bhagavan is also the Nimitta Karana, the efficient cause of the Jagat. He himself is born as this world, and so he is Swayam Jata. See, generally, the one and the same thing is not seen to be both the efficient and the material cause. Suppose we talk about a table. The material cause is wood, and the efficient cause is the carpenter. And that's why most of the religions talk of Ishvara only as the efficient cause who exists in some different place, Even in our own religion, there is this belief at the Purana level, that's what you believe. Vaikunta, Kailasa, Bhagavan is residing there. Because there, Bhagavan is only the efficient cause. These two namas, Atma Yoni and Swayam Jata, they point out that the Lord Vishnu is both the Nimitta and the efficient cause. That is, he is the Upadana Karana as well as the Nimitta Karana. That is the significance. These two namas actually tell you what Bhagavan is, what the creation is, what Ishvara is. One conscious being, which is the limitless consciousness with the Maya Shakti, is both the material as well as the maker. Both causes being one and the same, Ishvara is manifest in the form of this Jagat, and therefore everything in the Jagat is nothing but Ishvara. And this is analyzed excellently in Brahma Sutra. Prakritischa pratignya drishtanta anuparodhat. Brahman is Prakriti, the material cause. And by saying cha, the sutra points out that it's a nimitta karana, the efficient cause also. Because both the pratigya and drishtanta, pratigya means proposition, and drishtanta means illustration, are there to show this. That is what Brahma Sutra says. In Chandogya Upanishad, Uddalaka asks his son Shvetaketu, Uta tamadesham aprakshyaha yena shrutam bhavat satyamatam matam avignatam vijnanam iti. He's asking his son who has been sent to the Gurukula, did you ask for the teaching by which what is not heard becomes as if heard, what is not thought of becomes as if thought of, what is not known becomes as if known? We have examples in Mundaka Upanishad. Saunaka asks Angiras Muni, Kasminnu Bhagavo Vijnate Sarvamidam Vijnanam Bhavati. Hey Bhagavan, hey Angirasa Muni, what is that knowing which all this is all well known? By knowing one thing, you come to know everything. What is that? These are all pratignas, propositions given in the Upanishads. Only when Brahman is both the cause, both the material and efficient causes, can the knowledge of Brahman make everything known. Everything is Satchidananda Swarupa only. I'll just take a few more minutes to complete this Nama. This is a little involved. It's the crux of the whole, Vishnu Sahasranamam. To establish this fact, Uddalaka explains to Shvetaketu with the help of 3 illustrations. He says, just as by knowing clay, gold, or iron, the material causes, all that which is made of clay, gold, or iron become known respectively. So you know gold, you will know all ornaments. They are nothing but gold. You know Brahman, you will know this entire universe. Because everything is Brahman alone. This Jagat was Sat alone, one without a second. Ekameva Dvitiyam. Thus, he points out that Brahman is the material cause as well as the efficient cause by saying, So Kamayata. No, I think that is a different mantra. Aikshata. Sa Aikshata. That saw, let me be many, let me be born. So seeing is possible by an efficient cause, and all other material cause, let me be many. So from the Ishvara, everything has come. So it becomes a material cause also. And Mundaka Upanishad gives the Drishtanta. Yatha urnabhihi srijate grinnate cha. Now the question is there anything else in this world which is also the material cause and the efficient cause? The example that the Upanishad gives is a spider. It is able to create out of itself the web, the thread for making the web. So the spider is both the maker and the material cause. Example is there. There is a Drishtanta. And that's why, Taitropinus points out as the efficient cause by saying, So kamayata bahusyam prajayeti satapo tapyata satapastatva idam sarvam asrijata. He desired, let me be many, let me create, and then created all this. Idam sarvam asrijata. Then it proceeds to say, Tad drishtva, Tat srishtva, having created Satyam abhavat, yaditam kincha, it became everything. So, if Brahman thought, let me be many and became everything, it has to be the material cause also. And the same Upanishad confirms it by saying, Yato va imani bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivanti, yat prayanti abhisamvishanti, tat vijñāsasva tat brahmeti. from which everything has come, by which everything is sustained, and unto which everything goes back, know that as Brahman. And when it is said, by knowing which everything is as well known, it means that everything is known, nothing is left out, including me. I should not be left out because I am also known by knowing Brahman. If Lord is only the maker, then the material cause will be left out, then the entire Jagat cannot be accounted for. And by knowing the Lord, the Jagat will not be known. By knowing the Jagat, Ishvara will not be known. Therefore, if by knowing one thing, everything is as well known, there can be only one possibility, that happens to be me, and it is Satya. Everything else is Mithya. Only then can everything be known. Otherwise, it is not possible. That is why Ishvara is here said as Atma Yoniyam Swayam Jata, is both the maker and the material cause. Swayam Jagat Rupena Jata hai. Ishvara himself is born as this Jagat. This entire Jagat is the manifestation of Ishvara, not separate from him. So every Nama becomes his Nama. And even when we are taking the Nama, whenever we are actually saying so many things, when we are talking, we say fridge, we say, cot, we say television. If we actually say these names with the full understanding that Ishvara, I am taking the name of Ishvara, they are equal to Vishnu, chanting Vishnu Sahasranamam. You don't need Vishnu Sahasranamam to chant. See everywhere Ishvara only. So that is the glory of this Vishnu Sahasranama. That is the glory of Ishvara. That is the glory of this Jagat. And that is the glory of the self, I, Atma. We'll stop here. I'm sorry, it's taken a few more minutes. But I wanted to complete this Nama. It's a very, very involved Nama. So I wanted to complete it. Okay. I'll say the prayers. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Harihi Om. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Guruji. Namaskaram.
Hari Om. Thank you. Namaskaram. Namaskaram. Any questions are there?
Thank you, Guruji. Pranam.
Thank you.
No questions, Guruji. It's just it's not a question. It is everything is Bhagwan. Both the material cause. Material is also Bhagwan, and the maker is also Bhagwan. And once we understand that, it appears very simple and yet so difficult. It is just a shift of attention and awareness, and it is just the repeated reminding ourselves and practicing probably brings it to our
True.
yeah. But and other thing that everything is Brahman. That's he is the maker and he is the material. That's why the world also appears very beautiful. And so, but why is love for the world is graded as less compared to making
No, the love for the world is not graded as less. What it says is, you understand the nature of this world, and then you can love the world.
then
Yeah, you must first understand, because as per the Upanishads, if there is only Brahman, and this world is Brahman, right? And our understanding is there is only one thing in this world. There cannot be two Brahmans, correct? So what the Upanishads say is that all these names and forms in essence are Brahman alone. Whenever you are perceiving anything, you love them, they are beautiful, no problem. But do not take them to be real. They are mithya. They are appearances. That is why the word Maya is used. Maya Sahita Brahman is the material cause, and Brahman, standalone Brahman, is the efficient cause. If at all we want, we can understand it that way. But Maya is not separate from Brahman. Maya and Brahman are one and the same power rather. So you cannot separate Maya and you cannot separate Brahman. That's why Brahman with Maya is stated to be both the efficient cause and the material cause.
So gaining that knowledge is important. Gaining that knowledge is what?
Gaining the knowledge is important. Understanding it correctly is important. That is what it is. Because we are so steeped in duality and plurality that it is very difficult for us to come out of that thinking, come out of that kind of a orientation to see everything as one. Right? And that is why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita again and again he talks about samatvam, samatvam, samatvam only. And that is what is the goal. Liberation, if you want to get liberated from this, you have to now bring that knowledge, that attitude, that approach toward this entire world, samatvam. And what is samatvam? Seeing everything as Brahman is samatvam. Whether it is a small ant, whether it is a snake, whether it is a spider, cockroach. Many people, when they see a cockroach, they will look for some instrument to kill it rather. Isn't it? When you see yourself in that cockroach, will you hurt it? You will not. Okay, it is one of the manifestations of Ishvara. So what you will do, you will not put the cockroach on the pedestal, you need not worship the cockroach, but you can give it a safe passage to go somewhere where it can sustain itself, live itself. You need not necessarily kill it. Rats for that matter. We don't think about all these things. We just, we have become so self-centered. For us, what is important, me and I, the ego. That's what is the problem. We have to come out of it, and that is why all these Upanishads, Gita and all are given to us for that purpose only, to make us understand.
Because I have one more question about what you mentioned earlier, that Vishnu Sahasranamam chanting with devotion can be a replacement for the Vaidika Kriya that one has to perform. But to what extent that is that can be taken?
You see, what extent means like this. So in the Kali Yuga, I mean, there are certain things we have to understand in a broader concept, broader perspective. In the Kali Yuga, it is very difficult to perform the yajnas as they are prescribed or ordained in the Vedas for getting the desired results, right? So what happens is, if you do not get the desired result, suppose you perform a yajna for something, you don't get the desired results. What the immediate reaction will be that this is waste. Vedas are not telling the truth, right? That is something just, that is what is the propaganda goes. There's a total narrative which is built around that. All these are Brahmins have done for Brahmins and like that and all kind of things. Therefore, what happens is, today we do not get many of the pratyaksha results for the yajnas or anything that we do, because we are doing it not in the way it is prescribed in the Vedas. There are so many. I mean, I will tell you, suppose you are performing a shraddha in the house.
Yeah, that's exactly, my question was in relation to that.
Yeah,
Not able
exactly. You are
any other,
not able to perform. Even in India, suppose you are in India and you have got a priest and things like that and all. Before the performance, the Shraddha, the priests who come have to take bath. But if you ask the priest to take bath, he will say, no, I will just wash my feet and then that's fine. He makes his own rule. Because I already taken bath at home. How many times he will take bath? Of course, the Brahmins who come, they do take bath and all that, and they sit as, for Avahanam and all that. Similarly, these people, they come by, we don't know what vehicles, what kind of impurities they have gathered in the body. With all that impurity, they will perform the Shraddha. So what I'm saying is, I'm just giving you a small illustration. Mind is not pure, the physical body is not pure, whereas highest degree of purity is required for performing Vedic rituals, which is not possible in the Kali Yuga. So Acharyas, starting, because if you see, Vishnu Sahasranama was created at the end of the Dwapara Yuga. Kali Yuga was about to come. Right? That was the time. So everything you must understand historically, this was given out to the world for purpose of people in the Kali Yuga. But when you are chanting Vishnu Sahasranama and all that, all those Vedic requirements are done away with. So it becomes easy for us to chant Vishnu Sahasranama. Efficacy of Vishnu Sahasranama, for example, we talked about Putra Kameshti Yagam. Now, Putra Kameshti Yagam is a very elaborate ritual, or Ashwamedha Yajna for that matter. Very elaborate ritual. By chanting Vishnu Sahasranama will not replace those yajnas. By chanting Vishnu Sahasranama, you cannot replace Putra Kameshti Yagam. But having said that, Vishnu Sahasranama, if you chant it, people who are struggling for getting a child, if they chant Vishnu Sahasranama with all devotion, prayer to the Lord, please bless us with a child, it will happen. The question is how much faith they have got, how much devotion they have got, how much Shraddha that they have got. So, in fact, recently I saw a clipping of this person, what is his name? I'm forgetting his name. Who gives a lot of that Vaishnavite, who gives a lot of Vedantic talks and all that in Tamil also.
Dushyant.
Dushyant Sridhar.
Dushyant.
Very beautiful Dushyant, yeah. I'm forgetting, getting old. So, Dushyant Sridhar's one clip I saw, he talks about how Vishnu Sahasranama has been talked about in other scriptures as it will give all benefits which even Vedic rituals can give.
Yes.
If I find that clip, I will probably post it in the group. You can all see it.
Yeah,
So it is not that Vishnu Sahasranama is just some sort of a substitute like the 12th man kind of a thing, night watchman kind of a thing. No. Vishnu Sahasranama is very powerful.
He has also given
very powerful.
Yeah.
Sorry?
He has given a clip where he has given the medicinal values of Sahasranama.
Medicinal values of Vishnu Sahasranama.
Yes.
In fact, many people, they have come up with this. I don't know on what basis, because I am not so much learned about Vishnu Sahasranama. My focus is always from Advaita Vedanta point of view. But many people say that if you want this result, you chant these slokas of Vishnu Sahasranama, you will get that result. So the whole 1,000 names, the different names have been prescribed for different purposes. And they must be having some sort of a pramanam for saying that, isn't it? So all these things are all prevalent insofar as Vishnu Sahasranama is concerned. So this Dushyant Sridhar, recently I saw that and I was quite, I would say, I became informed that such things are there.
There's one Sri Bennachi in Karnataka who teaches, who conducts discourses on Bhagavad Gita and Vishnu Sahasranamam, and that he himself was mentioning one example where a couple whose daughter in the US was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, where doctors could not do anything, and husband and wife who had not heard of Vishnu Sahasranamam earlier, after they came across one of his lecture series, they got Vishnu Sahasranamam and started chanting every day. And then after some whatever number of weeks, the girl phoned and told them that the doctors examined it again, and then they said there was no evidence of cancer anymore. So a lot of examples are there.
There are examples. I mean, we know very little rather, because personally, I tell you, the day I joined the college, I decided that I will learn Vishnu Sahasranama. So before going to the college, I mean, initially, reading Vishnu Sahasranama, even with a book, would take me something like 45 minutes to full Vishnu Sahasranama. But every day I made it a point to read Vishnu Sahasranama before going to the college. But I would not say I scored big marks and things like that and all. But I personally feel that it is Vishnu Sahasranama which has actually helped me to lead my life in such a way that I find myself today what I am. Things have come to me. I have never desired for things to come. But things have happened at the right time. And then it is just, I mean, today I am so contented with what I am doing, teaching, It is the biggest thing is Bhagavan has given me the greatest opportunity to not only learn these things, but also to share with others. I can tell you, for a bhakta, there can be nothing more that he can desire, than that. Whether it is Bhagavad Gita or all, of course, we come across Swami, but our gurus rather. Again, it's all the grace of Bhagavan which comes to us, shows us automatically. They forget everything, you go in this route. Blindly you follow that route, you will reach where you have to reach. You can call it karma phala, or Bhagavan giving me karma phala, or everybody karma phala. But this is something, I can keep on thanking Bhagavan. I can chant Vishnu Sahasranama 1,000 times more if this continues rather till the end of this body, mind, sense complex, which is has to come someday or the other. But that is what is the goal of life. So Vishnu Sahasranama as such is very efficacious, I can tell you that. But we will have to practice it with that kind of a devotion, that Shraddha, chant it rather. Then be regular about it, because that is very important. You cannot do Vishnu Sahasranama once in a while. I've seen some people, only Ekadashi they will chant Vishnu Sahasranama. I can't understand why can't they chant 15 minutes every day, why can't they spend to chant Vishnu Sahasranama? So it is a very powerful, this ritual, which has the power to replace all the Vedic yajnas also.
Thank you very much.
That's what it is. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.